Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. This is Marwa and that's a listening session called Buildings and Installations. This lesson is directed to the preparatory year students at the Faculty of Engineering, Banha University. You will find this lesson in your book part 1 from page 52 up to page 60, but we will consider only dialogues number 1 with its related exercises, and dialogues number 2 will be cancelled from our syllabus. First of all, we will begin our lesson with brainworm techniques and methods that may lead to effective listening skills. Let's illustrate that in more depth. Here are some useful methods that may improve or sharpen your listening skills. Firstly, how to get the most out of our listening session today. Step number 1. Listen to the audio carefully with a relaxed attention, without reading the script in your book. Simply listen to the audio alone and don't lose your attention. So be attentive and don't be anxious anymore. Step number 2. Repeat listening to your record while concentrating and trying to avoid similar sounds of the words uttered. It isn't time to look at the text just yet. Step number 3. Get or start reading. Focus on the meaning, looking out for synonyms, which are similar meaning or equivalents of your words. Now it is time to look at the text. Step number 4. Listen with the text. Keep eye contact with the text script during your listening. Simply use context to help you understand what is said. Step number 5. Listen again without the text to make sure that you can understand what is said. Let's move on to discuss and focus on the following tips. Don't panic if you don't know anything about the subject of the text and try to guess the overall meaning of what the speaker is saying. Listen to ideas, not just words, plus trying to feel the speaker's feelings and tones. Watch out word indicators such as however, but, then, finally, etc. They can help you to anticipate or predict what the speaker will say. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Listen with an open mind to absorb what the speaker is saying. Try to imagine the situation. Draw word picture for it. Note who are the speakers, why they are speaking, and where they are. Trying to plug in the situation will make understanding the rest of the record much easier. Listen to different kinds of English, different voices and sources, such as American, Canadian, British, and so on, to recognize all accents and not just a specific one. Remember that listening is a skill that you can self-study, so pay more focus and concentration in the receptive language. To conclude, be quick to listen and slow to speak. Hope you found these techniques and methods helpful. Now we are going to listen to our recorded audio dialogues to make what we have just mentioned applicable. Then we will be right back to interpret each of them separately. So stay tuned.
5. Buildings and installations. Some useful phrases. Listen to the recording and repeat. When is the building work due to start? It'll take 3 weeks to demolish the old building. How long will the subcontractors be on site? It must be ready on time. The first phase of the project was finished 3 days ahead of schedule. We're on target to complete phase 2. We've had a slight delay. We're working to a really tight schedule. We can still meet the deadline. How long will the system be down for? We've allowed 48 hours to be on the safe side. The program's going live on Monday. The crew is on standby. We've taken on a civil engineer. Dialogues 1. A new warehouse.
Here are the plans for the new finished goods warehouse. Do you have any thoughts or comments?
I think the plans look good. There's just one thing, though. I'm a bit concerned about the main lorry entrance. What's the height clearance?
Let me check. It's 3.80 meters.
Are you sure that's high enough?
That's a good point. I'll make a note to increase it to 4.80 to make sure we can accept the new containers.
The building schedule.
I see there are some workmen on the site. When is the building work due to start?
Well, it'll take 3 weeks to demolish the old building and clear away the debris. We should be ready to start the construction work in week 23.
How long will the subcontractors be on site?
About 10 weeks in total, if everything goes according to plan.
I'm sure it will. So, we should be able to start moving the machinery in during week 34. I'll confirm that date with our suppliers.
Project planning.
Who's in charge of the construction project?
We've taken on a civil engineer on a 9-month temporary contract. He'll oversee the whole project. In fact, we're having a project meeting at 3 p.m. this afternoon to allocate responsibilities and finalize the time schedule. Why don't you join us?
I can't, I'm afraid. I've got another meeting scheduled for 2:30 p.m.
Making progress.
How's the building work going?
Well, I'm afraid we've had a slight delay.
What's the problem? We really can't have any delays at this stage. We're working to a really tight schedule, and we're already over budget.
The cement arrived late, but don't worry. I'm confident we can still meet the deadline. The crew is on standby, and as soon as the concrete has set, we can get started again.
Okay. Keep me informed. It must be ready on time.
Here we back again to interpret and discuss our dialogues elaborately, focusing on the bold phrases and sentences. So, you should understand each of them according to your context, trying to avoid literal meaning. Our first dialogue is titled A New Warehouse. What's meant by warehouse? It is a large building or a store for storing goods and raw materials, which is, in Arabic, مخزن. The dialogue is between letter A and letter B. Letter A says, Here are the plans for the new finished goods warehouse. دي الخطط بتاعة مخزن البضائع الجديد اللي احنا لسه مخلصينه أو منتهيين منه. Do you have any thoughts or comments؟ هل عندك أي أفكار أو أي تعليقات على البلانز دي، على الخطط دي؟ Letter B replied, I think the plans look good. في استحسان، في approval، دي طريقة استحسان الكلام. There is just one thing though. هنا في اعتراض شوية، في تناقض however يعني، أو even though معنى though. في حاجة واحدة بس عاملة له worry أو قلق. I am a bit concerned about the main lorry entrance. What is meant by I am a bit concerned about? It is I am a little worried about the main lorry entrance. We can say I have some concerns about the main lorry entrance. What is the height clearance? Height is a vertical distance or length from the bottom to the top. ارتفاع. Clearance is used to describe the distance between the ground and to the top of an entrance, roof, bridge, or so on. height clearance على بعضها ممكن تكون ايه هو اقصى ارتفاع مسموح به لمرور او مدخل اللوري، العربيات اللوري. ايه اقصى ارتفاع مسموح ان العربيات اللوري تمر من خلاله. رد عليه letter A قال له let me check. خليني أشوف كده أو أفحص الكلام ده. قال له it is 3.80 meters. We can say it is 3.80 meters. Letter B replied, are you sure that's high enough? أنت متأكد إن الارتفاع ده كافي؟ Letter A replied, that's a good point. That's a good point is a useful way of showing that you agree with what someone has said. I'll make a note to increase it to 4.80 to make sure we can accept the new containers. رد letter A بيقول له دي ملحوظة كويسة ناخدها في عين الاعتبار يعني. I'll make a note، أنا هعمل ملحوظة، هكتب ملحوظة كده علشان أقدر أزود ال height clearance بتاعنا عشان أخليه من 83 نخليه 84. To make sure we can accept the new containers علشان نتأكد إن الكونتينرز بتاعتنا الجديدة ممكن إن هي تعدي في المدخل بتاع اللوري ده. وهنا container بمعنى a very large metal or wooden box used to transporting goods so that they can be loaded easily onto ships and trucks. The second title of our dialogues is The Building Schedule or Schedule in American English. Note that the speakers of our dialogues are using the British English accent, which is a bit different from American English language. For example, our title, in British, schedule, in American, schedule. طيب خلينا نشوف جدول البناء ده هيتكلموا فيه عن ايه. Letter A. I see there are some workmen on the site. أنا شايف إن في عمال في موقع البناء بتاعنا. When is the building work due to start? Due to equals expected to happen, expected to begin. When is the building work due to start? Equals when it is scheduled or scheduled to start. يعني مخطط لها ان هي تبدأ امتى، يعني عاملين لها جدول ان هي يعني متحدد لها ان هي تبدأ بنا امتى يعني. Letter B. Well, it will take 3 weeks to demolish the old building. Demolish means knock down or completely destroy. يعني هدم أو تدمير المنزل القديم أو البناء القديم ده. بيقولك it will take 3 weeks يعني هيستغرق 3 أسابيع. Know the use of it will take for the amount of time needed. بستخدم الاكسبريشن ده علشان أقول استخدمه في الوقت المستغرق لفعل شيء معين. أقول إيه it will take 3 weeks 3 months and so on. It will take 3 weeks to demolish the old building and clear away the debris. Clear away the debris means to make a place tidy by removing things to its proper places. Debris means rubbish in British English or garbage in American English. We should be ready to start the construction work in week 23. We can say 23 in American and 23 in British English accent. How long will the subcontractors be on site? We can use how long to ask about time needed to do something. Subcontractors means individuals or companies which sign the contract to perform part of all the obligation of another's contract. To be on site means to stay in the company grounds or buildings. سؤال letter A. How long will the subcontractors be on site? يعني هيستغرق قد ايه من الوقت المقاولين دول عشان يبقوا موجودين في الموقع بتاع البناء، يعني هيخلصوا شغلهم في حوالي قد ايه. رد عليه letter B قال له about 10 weeks in total، حوالي 10 أسابيع. If everything goes according to plan، يعني if everything goes as planned أو if we can keep to our schedule or schedule. لو احنا التزمنا بالجدول المحدد لينا لفعل كل شيء أكيد إن هو هيخلص في الوقت المحدد ليه. Letter A. I'm sure it will. أنا متأكد إن احنا هنمشي وفقا للخطة المرسومة. So we should be able to start moving the machinery during week 34. المفروض بقى إن احنا نبدأ نحرك الماكينات والآلات بتاعتنا في حوالي الأسبوع 34. I will confirm that date with our suppliers. أنا هأكد التاريخ ده مع البروفايدر بتوعنا والممولين بتوعنا يعني للمشروع. The third title of our dialogues is Project Planning أو تخطيط المشروع. Letter A is asking who is in charge of the construction project. مين المسؤول عن مشروع الإنشاء ده؟ in charge of equals responsible for، مسؤول عن. طيب letter B replied we have taken on a civil engineer on a 9-month temporary contract. The two-part verb take on equals or means recruit, hire, bring in, employ أو يستوظف. We have taken on a civil engineer يعني احنا وظفنا مهندس مدني on a 9-month temporary contract بعقد مؤقت لمدة 9 شهور. We can say another expression on a temporary basis temporarily. He will oversee the whole project. In fact, we are having project meeting at 3 p.m. this afternoon to allocate responsibilities. First of all, let's interpret oversee. Oversee is a verb equal supervise, manage، يشرف أو يدير المشروع يعني أو إن هو يبقى المسؤول عنه يعني. We have a project meeting. إحنا عندنا اجتماع في المشروع الساعة 3 p.m. this afternoon بعد الظهر. To allocate responsibilities. What is meant by allocate responsibilities? To allocate responsibilities means to decide who is going to be responsible for certain duties. علشان نوزع المهام على كل شخص مين هيعمل ايه. And finalize time schedule. We can write finalize in British English with S sound, S letter, and in American English with the or the letter, which is finish. Why don't you join us? Letter A replied, I can't, I'm afraid. You may say I can't in British English and I can not in American English. I cannot, I'm afraid I have got another meeting scheduled for 2:30 p.m. أنا خايف إن أنا ما أقدرش، عندي اجتماع تاني الساعة 2:30 آخر النهار يعني. The last title of our dialogue today is Making Progress. Letter A. How's the building work going? يعني أخبار الشغل في المباني عامل إيه؟ الدنيا ماشية إزاي في شغل المباني يعني؟ Letter B replied, Well, I'm afraid we have had a slight delay. والله أنا خايف كده we have had a slight delay. إحنا عندنا تأخير طفيف كده في السكادول أو الخطة اللي إحنا وضعينها للمشروع بتاعنا. Let's see slight, which means minor or small. يعني إحنا عندنا تأخير طفيف. حاجة بسيطة يعني مش متأخرين قوي. Letter A. What is the problem? إيه المشكلة عندكم؟ We really can't have any delays at this stage. إحنا دلوقتي في المرحلة اللي إحنا فيها دي ما ينفعش يكون عندنا أي تأخيرات. We are working to a really tight schedule. Very tight schedule means we have a little time. يعني إحنا عندنا وقت ضيق قوي عشان ننفذ فيه الخطة بتاعتنا أو الجدول بتاعنا. And we are already over budget. إحنا كمان فوق الميزانية already يعني إحنا صرفنا كتير. Over budget هنا بمعنى when discussing finance ونيجي نتكلم عن الحاجات المالية يعني الماديات والماليات. It means something cost more than planned. حاجة اتكلفت أكتر من اللي متخطط لها أو المسموح لها يعني في البلان بتاعتها. Letter B replied, The cement arrived late. الأسمنت وصل متأخر. But don't worry, متقلقش. I'm confident. أنا واثق we can still meet the deadline. The expression still meet the deadline means to manage to do the work by the date or time agreed. يعني احنا هنسلم الحاجة في الميعاد المحدد اللي احنا متفقين عليه. ده معنى كلمة الديدلاين. آخر ميعاد احنا متفقين عليه لتسليم المشروع هو ده اسمه الديدلاين مثلا. آخر حاجة متفقين عليها. The crew is on standby. تمام. الفريق مستعد on standby معنى ready to start work if needed. لو انتوا طلبتوهم هتلاقوهم موجودين في الوقت المحدد. And as soon as the concrete has set we can get started again. وأول ما نصب الخرسانة we can get started again ممكن نبدأ تاني المشروع بتاعنا. Letter A. Okay. Keep me informed. طيب تمام بلغني أول بأول. It must be ready on time. We can say the delivery must arrive on time. Note the use of infinitive or base form of the verb after the modal must. يعني لازم نجيب المصدر بعد المودلز. models اللي هي أفعال نواقص. تمام. زي can, could, shall, should, may, might, must, ought to. دي المفروض ان هي أفعال ناقصة بيجي بعديها infinitive أو المصدر أو البيس بتاع البيس form of the verb. تمام. المصدر مش متصرف لا فيه ed ولا فيه es ولا فيه ing and so on. تمام. And now it is time to practice and exercises. Exercise number 1. Complete the sentence with prepositions. Note, in this exercise, only exercise letter A, B, C, and E are only related to our dialogues. Dialogue number 1. Letter A. It is very important to arrive at the meeting on time. Letter B. I'm happy to report we are on schedule and the building will be finished in June as planned. الشهور والسنين بستخدم معاها in، لو أيام بستخدم معاها on. Letter C. The new parts cost more than we thought. I'm afraid the project is now over budget. كلفت أكتر مما كنا متخيلين، فهي دلوقتي بقت over budget، فوق الميزانية، عدت الميزانية. Letter E. The subcontractors will be staying on site for 6 weeks. Letter D and F are related to dialogues number 2, so they are cancelled. Exercise number 2 matches the two parts of the sentence. Note, only number 3, 4, 7, and 8 are related to our dialogue number 1. Number 3, I'm a bit concerned, will match with letter G about the delays we have had. I'm a bit concerned about the delays we have had. 3 with G. Number 4, we have taken on, will match with letter A. We have taken on 20 new staff. لسه موظفين أو لسه معينين 20 موظف جداد. Number 7, I hope they are going to clear away the debris. Number 7 will match with letter C. Number 8, do you think we can still meet the deadline? Letter B. Number 8 with letter B. Exercise number 3, complete the sentence using in or for. The example is done for us. We can move into the new building in a few weeks. Letter A. The workshop will be out of use for 2 days because it is being repainted. يعني احنا مش هنستخدم الورشة لمدة يومين علشان احنا هنبيضها. The production manager is not in today. Is not in today equals it is أو she is off today. غايبة مش موجودة absent. تمام، يعني مديرة الإنتاج مش موجودة النهاردة. She is on holiday for 2 weeks. هي في إجازة لمدة أسبوعين. Letter C. The new offices will be ready in about a week from now. Letter D. Starting today, the contractors will be on site for 10 weeks. Letter E. The cement should arrive in the next hour or so. Our last exercise, exercise number 4. Complete the sentence using the words from the box below. Our words box: tight, demolish, down, slide, tandem, live, allowed, clearance, testing, go ahead, safety, installed. Note that the example plus C, E, and G are only related to our dialogues number 1. The example is done for us. Are you sure we have got enough height clearance for the new trucks? Let's move into letter C. We don't have any spare time. We have got a really tight schedule. Letter E. How long will it take to demolish the old factory? Letter G and the last one. I'm afraid there has been a slight delay. Consider the rest of the exercises to be cancelled. And here are the illustrations of our full selected phrases and sentences in details if you want to revise them. Finally, we can reveal our curtains about the key answers of our lesson dialogue number 1, exercise number 1, 2, 3, and 4. That was what I wanted to share with you, and that brings me to the end of my video. Hope you found it easy and helpful. Good luck and see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.